everyone, welcome to Project Homestead. Today we are going to be talking about debt, which is usually not a very fun topic to talk about, but when you're talking about how to get out of it, that's nice.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
I originally was going to do this video where I was going to share about how my husband and I had gotten ourselves into debt, like our debt story. I recorded that video like 20 million times, and each time it just sounded like blah, blah. So though I don't have any problem with actually sharing my debt story, I don't know if that's something you guys are really interested in, of like how I got into debt. I think you'd probably be more interested in how we have gotten ourselves out of 80% of our debt and how we're going to be getting ourselves out of the last 20% of our debt. Now, when I say debt, I'm not counting my mortgage. Just so you're aware, I'm not counting mortgage. I'm talking about yucky credit card debt, yucky loans, yucky things that you get into debt for that you regret the whole time you're paying it off. Those kind of things. Whereas my home is such a little mortgage payment, it doesn't cause me any sort of stress or turmoil or anything, so I'm not counting my mortgage. I'm sure there will be a time where I want to tackle my mortgage, and I will tackle that and come at it with a vengeance, but we're not there right now. I'm talking about credit cards. I don't have much love for credit cards or meaningless debts. So that's what we're talking about. If you are interested in hearing how we got into debt, let me know. Maybe he'll jump on and share our debt story with you as well. But today, let's talk about the thing that, in my opinion, has skyrocketed the debt payments. It's helped so much. That thing is a chest freezer. Yep, a chest freezer. This all stemmed from a conversation when our son was born and we were riddled in debt, and I was completely stressed out of my mind. And I didn't know how we were ever going to get out of it, and we felt very hopeless. It was very sad. So I had this conversation with my husband. We decided to start paying off little bits, as little as we possibly could. So sometimes it was like $50 toward the debt. Sometimes it was $100. Sometimes it was $10. I'm sure there were months where it was $2 paying off our debt. Then let's fast forward to about 3 years ago. I sat down with my husband and I was having another debt conversation, which I'm sure, I have no shadow of a doubt that it is the most annoying conversation for him to have with me, because it is here. It is always here in the forefront of my mind, and it will continue to stay there until we are out of all of the meaningless debt. I was telling my husband that we're not doing it fast enough, and he was just like, out of frustration, like, free up more money then. And I thought, what? How am I going to free up more money? That thought just kept turning around in my mind. And then it hit me. I was in charge of everything that came into this house. All the food, all the toilet paper, everything. If there was something that came into this house, it is because I bought it. Unless it was like my husband got a candy bar or a beer, or he doesn't buy his own underwear. He doesn't buy anything. I buy it all. And that thought just made me feel so powerful. And I thought, what part of what I'm spending can I clean up? And it was food. Hands down, it was food. I could clean up the food, because instead of going grocery shopping and just grabbing whatever because it looked good, I could write down a meal plan. Then I could turn our food money into a bill, because I would know roughly what that was going to cost every single month. So what I did is I took a notepad and paper, and I wrote down all the things. I went through an inventory of all the things that we use on a regular basis. And then I made a meal plan where every Monday breakfast was the same. Every Monday lunch was the same. Every Monday dinner was the same. And it was the same for all the days of the week. And then I went through, after I had that meal plan down, I went through and I wrote down all the ingredients I would need for everything. And then I price matched them at all the different stores. And then I did my shopping at all those different stores where I could get that particular ingredient the cheapest. So I had like a Costco list, a Spud Shed list, Kohl's or Woolies list, because they're pretty compatible. They're pretty comparable in their prices. I had a IGA list and an online list, and I got things at the best price I possibly could. But then after a while, when you're saving money, you are like, it becomes addictive and you want to save more. And that's what happened to me. I'm like, I want to save more. So I thought, okay, how can I clean this up even more? And that's when freezer meals came into my life. And I thought, that's it. That's the golden ticket. I would be so tired at the end of the day that I wouldn't want to make lasagna, or I wouldn't want to make tacos, or whatever it is that we were making, whatever it is that I had on the list. I didn't want to make it. So that's when we ran to the store to get something easy, but then spent 60 bucks or 70 bucks, or went and got Nando's and spent 70 bucks, or went and got McDonald's and spent 60 bucks. That may sound excessive to you in the States, but fast food is way more expensive over here in Australia than it is in America. Like, for instance, Taco Bell, you don't get like $2 or $3 things. They're like $13 things. It wasn't even excessive what we were buying. We were just buying our meal. And I thought to myself, if I can clean up dinner and I can make sure that dinner is easy, then we're gonna wipe out all of that fast food spending. We're gonna wipe out all of that really quick pop into the store just for a couple of things, but then you come out with a whole shopping cart later, you know? I'm sure you have all experienced the dinner panic buying. So I did that. I did freezer meals, but I didn't have a big enough freezer to do anything substantial. I was able to freeze like 2 or 3 meals, maybe 4. So I decided I needed a chest freezer, and kept my eye open on the Facebook Market page. And as soon as one came that was a price that I was willing to pay, I jumped on that. I got that freezer into our house that same day, and I have never looked back. And let me tell you, we have saved hundreds of dollars because we no longer run to the fast food all the time. We no longer run to the store to grab this or that, because I am prepared, honey. I am prepared. And I want to take you guys in the next video and show you guys how I do it all, how I write the budget down, what we're doing, prepare it all with you, take it to the shops, do all the stuff, and show you guys how I do it, so that you can have a real tangible source on how I'm doing it. But I'm telling you guys, the chest freezer has been everything. It has been a game changer, and I highly recommend it if you're trying to get yourself out of debt, or even if you're just trying to keep your sanity as a mother or father. I mean, I know that there's some stay-at-home fathers. Sometimes it would be so painful back in the day before I had like a meal plan. It would be so painful to even think about what was for dinner, much less to prepare it. So save yourself some stress and do freezer cooking. It is one of my biggest advice to you on getting out of debt, is using your money in the best, most strategic way that you possibly can. If I had to give you any other advice on getting out of debt, it would be to not play into FOMO. I think the fear of missing out keeps us all enslaved into debt, because we all have to have the newest gadget that everyone else has, and they're all talking about and this and that and whatever. We really don't. And when you step away from FOMO and you release the hold that FOMO has on you, your life is going to get so much better. Because really, one thing that I learned from reading The Barefoot Investor, which is an amazing book, I would highly recommend it. One thing I learned from him is that everybody, most everybody I should say, is riddled in debt. Everyone is taking out second mortgages to buy this or to buy that, opening new credit cards and all of that, so that they can live a certain lifestyle that we all think we need to live. And I'm not about that life anymore. I haven't been about that life for a very long time. Yeah. So when people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're still trying to get out of debt, Jerilee," I don't care. I am not worried about what people are thinking, because there's a high probability that they're struggling with the debt as well. Sorry, Hamish is slamming the door. Just shake off all that shame, that stigma that you have if you've got some debt. Just don't worry about what other people think. Have empathy for them, because they're probably struggling as well with some debt, and get focused. Like, get it in the forefront of your mind. Like, make sure that it is sitting here all the time. So whenever you have money that's free to spend, you know where it's gonna go. That's it, guys. That's the whole thing I want to tell you, is a chest freezer. And I can't wait to show you filling up the chest freezer and shopping for all this and doing all that, because it gives me joy. It actually gives me joy to feed my family nutritious food that I've done. If your husband is anything like mine, he doesn't care. As long as it tastes yummy, the man's gonna be happy. And I'm sure you make beautiful meals for your family that your husband would absolutely adore, and you can freeze the things that you really love to eat. It doesn't have to just be lasagna if you don't like lasagna. And we will really dive deeply into the freezer meal world because I adore it. I'm about it. I live for it. So I would love to bring you along for the journey. That's it, guys. Freezer meals. Get yourself a freezer so you can put your freezer meals in there. Make your life easy. If anything, don't even do it for debt. Do it for your mental sanity, because dinners, I'm sure, are not only my nemesis. I'm sure they have also been at times your nemesis. So let's all just take back a little bit of our sanity together. Thank you so much for watching my video. Go ahead and give it a like if it's something that you liked, and hit the bell button if you want to know when all my videos have come out. But just be aware, I'm doing a video every other day, so you're gonna get a lot of notifications. I don't know. Either way, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.